a lot of tutorials on SillyTavern, but so far, every time we want to launch SillyTavern, we've been needing to go to terminal and navigate into the directory where we have SillyTavern and then use npm start. But it would be a lot nicer if we could just have an icon like this cat right here that we could just double click on and it would automatically launch SillyTavern for us. So today we are going to be making just that, and it is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be using a shell script to automatically launch SillyTavern. So this means we're going to need to write a little bit of code, but it also means that we can take what we learn in launching SillyTavern and use it to automate any task at all on our computer using very similar methods. So I'll try to go step by step explaining what each item in our shell script does. And if you're already super familiar with shell, I will just put the file we're using to automate the launching of SillyTavern below, so you can just copy paste that and go. But I hope that if you aren't familiar with shell, or maybe if you're not extremely familiar with shell, you will learn something and be able to use it to solve all new problems on your computer. So let's hop straight into it. So the first thing we're going to need to do is create a file. And even though we are doing this so that we won't have to open up terminal every time we want to open up SillyTavern, we are going to need to do some stuff in terminal. So first I'm going to navigate over to desktop and touch to create a file. I'm going to call it SillyTavern.command. And it is important that it says .command, not .sh, even though it is a shell command. And this is because command is going to let us double click it to run. But if we double click it to run right now, nothing will happen. Also because it doesn't have any code in it, but it does not have privileges. So we need to add a X command to it. So if I look at ls-l SillyTavern command right now, it only has read and write permissions. So what I'm going to do is chmod plus x SillyTavern.command, and now if I double check ls-l, it now has execute command. So if I double click it, nothing happens. I mean, we just get this, but it did try to run it. And now we are done actually with what we need to do in terminal here, so we can close that out. And what we're going to be doing is changing the code inside of our SillyTavern.command. And now you can open your SillyTavern.command file with Xcode or whatever you use to write code files on your computer. Or even like text would work. Any sort of text editor should work. Just don't use Word or something like that. And the first thing we're going to need to do is add pound exclamation mark slash bin slash bash. And all that is going to do is tell the computer that, hey, this is a bash file, so it knows to run it as that. And then we'll put in something just so it has something to run. And we're going to put echo hello world. So this should say hello world when we run it. And let's save and double click here. And it says hello world, exactly the behavior we wanted. But we're still getting some weirdness. Like here at the start we have this weird semicolon exit and then saving session at the end. So let's fix that as well. To remove the part at the beginning, we are going to add clear. And then for the end, we are going to add read. And all read is going to do is wait until we've hit enter. And then it'll still put the same output. So let's see it again. Hello world, much cleaner. If we scroll up, we can still see this, but clear basically clears our terminal so that we can see just what we want. But if I hit enter, we get this, and then it still doesn't close. I can hit enter, I can do whatever. It's not closing. So how do we fix that? So to make it close, we're going to use something called OSA script. And OSA script is Mac specific. So unfortunately, if you're following along on like Linux or something, this is not going to work. But basically, after read, we're going to put OSA script E, tell application terminal to close front window, and then and exit 1. So OSA script is telling Mac, hey, we're running a different type of script now. This isn't bash. And then E is exactly this. We're going to run this as a script. And it's going to tell an application, which is going to be terminal. We have to spell that right. Well, we have to spell all of it, right? And then it's telling it to close the front window, the window that's active. And then we're saying exit 0. We're exiting without any error. Nothing bad happened. So we save again, and now we run it. And now if I hit enter, boom, it closes just like we would expect from a normal application. And maybe we want to be a bit more explicit even. We can say read -p, and -p is just telling it we're going to put in an input. And we're saying press enter to close. That way we know, okay, if we press enter, it will close. Now at this point, this file is not actually doing anything, so we need to start adding some functionality. And the first thing I'm going to do is create a variable. And I'm going to call this stdir for SillyTavern directory. And I am going to do equals $, and then in quotations, I am going to paste the path to my SillyTavern directory, which I have over here. I keep it in a workspace. And I'm going to right click and hold down Alt. That way I can get this. Copy SillyTavern as path name. And you could copy it manually. I just like doing it this way. And paste it right there. Then now we can close this out. And it's generally a good practice to double check that this directory is right. Because what happens if maybe we move SillyTavern or something like that? So I'm going to do an if check. So if, and then bracket, exclamation mark, -d, stdir, and notice this is in quotation marks, and we have a $sign right there. And it's important to have all of these spaces in between here, or else you're going to get a syntax error. And we do a semicolon after the bracket and say then, tab, we're going to tab in, echo, error. We're just letting the user know they got an error. And the SillyTavern directory was not found, making sure we close that. And then we're also letting them know where was the expected directory. So we're going to say $stdir. And that is how you're going to embed a variable. If you already created a variable, you can put it inside of an echo by using the $sign. And then we're going to basically do the same thing we have on the bottom. With the read, we're telling the user you can press enter to exit, and then we're using OSA script to close out terminal. The only difference here is I used exit 1, and I could have technically used exit 0, that would have been fine, but exit 1 is telling the computer, hey, there was an error here, something went wrong. And then we do need to close the if statement, and that is fi. We're going to write if backwards, so fi. And if we run it, it should not trigger any of this because we know this directory exists. And again, enter to close. So if we wanted to test it, we can maybe make workspace workspace, make sure we save. And there we go. Error, SillyTavern directory not found. Expected directory location. It tells me where it is, and I can see, oh, we forgot an A in workspace, and press enter to exit, and it all works. So let's add that A back. And now that we have our variable made and it's working, we can actually navigate into that directory. So I'm going to make that tail end a little bit smaller and move it down a little just so that we're working in a separate area. And then we're going to use cd. So change directory, just like we would in terminal. And then we're going to change directory into quotation marks, $stdir, which is our variable. So we're saying change directory into this. And we're using the $sign to grab that variable. And then we're going to echo system navigated to print working directory, pwd, which is the same command you would use in terminal to see what directory you're in. So we're going to see if we actually change directory into this, and let's double check that that's working. And we can see system navigated to the directory we want to be in, press enter to close, just what we want to see. And now we are in that directory, in the directory we want. And we can just run npm start. And that alone should be enough to get SillyTavern started, because we know that in this directory, we can start SillyTavern. So if I double click there, npm starts, and SillyTavern automatically opens up. So you could really stop here and just have that, but let's clean this all up a little bit and make sure it's a little bit more resilient before we finish. If we look at our folder directory for SillyTavern, we can see the first of the issues that might creep up. We need to have this node modules folder already active, which should have gotten active when you downloaded SillyTavern and set up node. But we want to check that that node modules is actually there. So from this directory, we are going to add a new if statement. So here we are basically just going to check again, just like we did with SillyTavern directory, that that directory exists. We're going to add one more check to check that node modules exists. And just to show what happens if it doesn't, I'm going to take off that S, because we know that won't exist. And we try to run it one more time. Node modules not found. Enter to exit. And node module, I added the S when I read it. But now we add the S, and it should all start up perfectly fine. And there we go. It is all working. We have everything working. We can hit Control C in the terminal to end it and then enter to close. But the only remaining issue is our file does not look very nice. It kind of looks like what it is, just a script on our desktop. So the first thing you might want to do is go to Get Info and then come to Name and Extensions, and you can hide extensions. Now it just says SillyTavern, and you can click on SillyTavern and it opens up SillyTavern. And maybe you don't like the file icon because it kind of is just a file. And Mac makes it super easy. If you, once again, same thing, you're going to want to open up Get Info, which will take you to the same window that we just were in. And then you can just drag an image that you have. So I have this cool cat image. I'm going to put it right there. And now I can click on myself and it opens up SillyTavern. So hopefully that's helpful to you guys. I wanted to make this video because it has a little bit of scripting in it. We're starting to get into shells, some coding. I'm looking forward to getting into a lot more coding videos in the very near future. But hopefully this will help start working some coding into your SillyTavern experience and make your life a little bit easier. So that's about it. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys around.